Warrior Cats, Omen of the Stars, The Fourth Apprentice. Prologue. Water poured over the lip of the rock in a smooth curve and roared down into a chasm. Far below it, tumbled and foamed into a pool. The rays of the setting sun set a mirage of trapped rainbows dancing in the spray. 3 cats sat on the edge of the river, just upstream of the waterfall. They watched as a fourth cat approached, stalking delicately across the saggy moss that covered the river bank. Starlight sparkled at her paws and misted on her grey-blue fur. The newcomer halted and raked the waiting cats with an icy blue stare. "In the name of all clans, why did you choose to meet here?" she demanded, irritably shaking one forepaw. "It's far too wet, and I can't hear myself think." Another sea cat, with ragged grey fur, rose to face her. "Stop complaining, Blue Star. I chose this place because it's damp and noisy. I have things to say that I don't want any other cat to overhear." A golden tabby tom beckoned with his tail. "Come and sit by me. There's a dry spot just here." Blue Star padded across to him and sat down with a contemptuous sniff. "If this is dry, Lionheart, then I'm a mouse." Turning to the grey sea cat, she added, "Well, Yellowfang, what is it?" "The prophecy has not been fulfilled," Yellowfang mewed. "The 3 have come together at last, but the 2 of the cats might not recognize the 3rd. "Are you sure we got the right 3 this time?" Mister asked sharply. "You know we have." The speaker, a beautiful tortoiseshell and white sea cat, dipped her head gently toward the cat who had been her clan leader. "Didn't we all have the same dream on the night the one was born?" Blue Star flicked the tip of her tail. "You could be right, Swallowleaf, but so much has gone wrong that it's hard to trust anything now." "Of course she's right." Yellowfang twitched her ears. "But if Jayfeather and Lionblaze don't recognize the one, there could be more trouble. I want to send them aside." "What?" Lister rose to her paws again, waving her tail commandingly as if she still held authority over the old medicine cat. "Yellowfang, have you forgotten that this prophecy isn't even ours? It could be dangerous to interfere with it. I think we should leave it alone." Spotleaf blinked, puzzled. "Be dangerous? Do you think it's a good idea to have cats in the clans who are more powerful than the stars?" Blue Star challenged, facing each cat in turn. "More powerful than us. They're warrior ancestors." She swept her tail in a gesture to include her unseen clanmates, who were elsewhere in the beautiful prey-filled forest. "What will become of ThunderClan if have a bit fate, Blue Star?" Lionheart interrupted gently. "These are good and loyal cats." "We thought that about Hollyleaf," Blue Star retorted. "We won't be wrong again," Yellowfang mewed. "Wherever the prophecy came from, we have to trust it. And we have to trust our clanmates beside the lake." Spotleaf opened her jaws to speak, only to turn sharply at the sound of another cat brushing through the undergrowth, a few fox lengths further upstream. A silver-furred she-cat burst out into the open and raced towards them, starlight swirling around her. "Feathertail!" Blue Star exclaimed. "What are you doing here? Are you spying on us?" "We are all clanmates now," the former River Clan warrior reminded her. "I guessed why you were meeting, and this is ThunderClan's business, Feathertail," Yellowfang pointed out, with just a hint of her sharp yellow teeth. No, it's not, Feathertail flashed back at her. Jayfeather and Lionblaze are half Wind Clan. Crowfeather's sons. Her blue eyes filled with distress. I care about what happens to them. I have to watch over them. And I grieve for Hollyleaf just as much as you do. Hollyleaf stretched out her tail to touch the silver sea cat on her shoulder. She's right. Let her stay. Yellowfang shrugged. They aren't your sons, Feathertail, said with unexpected gentleness. We can warn them and guide them, but in the end they will go their own way. All sons and daughters do that, Yellowfang, Duster commented. For a few heartbeats, Yellowfang's expression darkened, and her amber gaze was fixed on the distance as if she saw a lifetime of painful memories sketched in the sky. The sun was slipping down below the horizon, the red-streaked clouds fading to indigo. In the pool below the waterfall, the whirling foam shone pale in the shadows. So, what do we do now? Lionheart prompted. Yellowfang, you mentioned sending a sign. I still think we shouldn't get involved, Vista insisted, before Yellowfang could reply. The fur cat is already strong and clever, even if we don't know what her special power will be. If she's the right one, won't she figure everything out by herself? We can't sit by and do nothing, Feathertail protested, sinking her claws into the damp ground. These young cats need our help. I think so too. Lionheart agreed with a nod toward the silver sea cat. If we had meddled more. He glanced at Blue Star. Hollyleaf might not have been lost to us. Blue Star's neck fur bristled. Hollyleaf made their own choices. These cats have to live their own lives. No cat can do it for them. No, but we can guide them, so will it Mew. I agree with Yellowfang. I think we should send them a sign. I can see you all made up your minds, Mr. sighed, letting her neck fur lie flat again. Very well. Do what you wish. I will send an omen. Yellowfang bowed her head briefly to the other cats, saw beyond her matter fur and brusque manner to the deep wisdom of the medicine cat she had once been. An omen of the stars. Which cats will you send it to? Blue Star asked. Lionblaze or Jayfeather? Yellowfang's amber gaze glowed in the last of the light as she turned toward her former clan leader. Neither, she mewed. I'll send it to the third cat. Chapter 1. A full moon floated in a cloudless sky, casting thick black shadows across the island. The leaves of the great oak rustled in a hot breeze. Crouched between Sorreltail and Greystripe, Lionblaze felt as though he couldn't get enough air. You'd think it would be cooler at night, he grumbled. I know, Greystripe sighed, sifting uncomfortably on the dry, powdery soil. This season just gets hotter and hotter. I can't even remember when it last rained. Lionblaze stretched up to peer over the heads of the other cats at his brother, Jayfeather, who was sitting with the medicine cats. One star had just reported the death of Barkface, and Kestrelflight, the remaining Wind Clan medicine cat, looked rather nervous to be representing his clan alone for the first time. Jayfeather says Starcon hasn't told him anything about the drop. Lionblaze me to Greystripe. I wonder if any of the other medicine cats. He broke off as Firestar, the leader of ThunderClan, rose to his paws on the branch where he had been sitting while he waited for his turn to speak. RiverClan's leader, Leopardstar, glanced up from the branch just below, where she was crouching. One Star, the leader of WindClan, was pierced in the fork of a bow a few tailings higher, while Clan's later Black Star was visible just as the gleam of his eyes among the clustering leaves above One Star's branch. Like every other clan, ThunderClan is troubled by the heat, Five Star began. But we are coping well. Two of our apprentices have been made into warriors and received their warrior names, Toadstep and Roseptal. Lionblaze sprang to his paws. The rest of the Thunder Clan joined in, along with several cats from Wind Clan and Shadow Clan, though Lionblaze noticed that the River Clan warriors were silent, looking on with hostility in their eyes. Who ruffled their fur? He wondered. It was mean spirit for a whole clan to refuse to greet a new warrior at a gathering. He twitched his ears. He wouldn't forget this the next time Leopard Star announced a new River Clan appointment. The two new Thunder Clan warriors ducked their heads in embarrassment, though their eyes shone as they were welcomed by the clans. Cloudtail, Toadstep's former mentor, was puffed up with pride, while Squirrelflight, who had mentored Roseptal, watched the young warriors with gleaming eyes. I'm still surprised Firestar picked Squirrelflight to be mentor, Lionblaze muttered to himself. If you see to all those lies of us being her kids. Firestar knows what he's doing, Greystripe responded. Lionblaze winced as he realized the Grey Warrior had overheard every word of his criticism. He trusts Squirrelflight, and he wants to show every cat that he's a good warrior and a valued member of ThunderClan. I suppose you're right. Lionblaze blinked miserably. He had loved and respected Squirrelflight so much when he thought she was his mother. But now he felt cold and empty when he looked at her. She had betrayed him and his littermates too deeply for forgiveness. Hadn't she? If you're quite finished, Leopard Star spoke over the last of the yowl's welcome and rose to her paws, fixing Firestar with a glare. River Clan still has a report to make. Firestar dipped his head courteously to the River Clan leader and took a step back, sitting down again with his tail wrapped around his paws. Of course. Go ahead, Leopard Star. The River Clan leader was last to speak at the gathering. Lionblaze had seen her tail twitch impatiently while the other leaders made their reports. Now her piercing gaze traveled across the cats crowded together in the clearing, while her neck fur bristled in fury. Parade stealers! She hissed. What? Lionblaze sprang to his paws. His startled yowl was lost in the clamor as more cats from ThunderClan, Wind Clan, and Shadow Clan leaped up to protest. Leopard Star stared down at them, teeth bared, making no attempt to quell the tumult. Instinctively, Lionblaze glanced upward, but there were no clouds to cover the moon. StarClan wasn't showing any anger at the outrageous accusation, as if any of the other clans would want to steal slimy sticky fish. He noticed for the first time how thin the River Clan leader looked. Her bones sharp as flint beneath her dappled fur. The other River Clan warriors were the same. Lionblaze realized, glancing around, even thinner than his own clanmates and the Shadow Clan warriors, and even thinner than the Wind Clan cats, who looked skinny even when they were full fed. They're starving, he murmured. We are all starving, Greystripe retorted. Lionblaze let out a sigh. What the Grey Warrior said was true. In Thunder Clan, they had been forced to hunt and train at dawn and dusk in order to avoid the scorching heat of the day. In the hours surrounding Sunhigh, the cats spent their time curled up sleeping in the precious shade at the foot of the walls of the stone hollow. For once the clans were at peace, though Lionblaze suspected it was only because they were too weak to fight, and no clan had any prey worth fighting for. Firestar rose to his paws again and raised his tail for silence. The caterwauling gradually died away, and the cat sat down again, directing angry glares at the River Clan leader. I'm sure you have a good reason for accusing us all like that, Firestar mewed when he could make himself heard. Would you like to explain? Leopard Star lashed her tail. You have all been taking fish from the lake, she snarled. And those fish belong to River Clan. No, they don't, Blackstar objected, poking his head out from the foliage. The lake borders all our territories. We're just as entitled to the fish as you are. Especially now, Mr. Eredin, we're all suffering from the drought. Prey is scarce in all our territories. If we can't eat fish, we all starve. Lionblaze stared at the two leaders in astonishment. Were Shadow Clan and Wind Clan really so hungry that they've been adding fish to their first kill pile? Things must have been really bad. But it's worse for us, Leopard insisted. The River Clan doesn't eat any other kind of prey, so all the fish belong to us. That's mouse-brained! Squirrelflight sprang to her paws, her bushy tail lashing. Are you saying that River Clan can't eat any other prey? Are you admitting that your warriors are so incompetent they can't even catch a mouse? Squirrelflight. Brammerclaw, the ThunderClan deputy, spoke commandingly as he rose from the oak root where he had been sitting with the other clan deputies. His voice was coldly polite as he continued. It's not your place to speak here. However, he added, looking up at Leopard Star, she does have a point. Lionblaze winced at Brammerclaw's tone, and he couldn't repress a twinge of sympathy for Squirrelflight as he sat down again, her head bent like an apprentice scalded in public by her mentor. Even after 6 moons, 2 whole seasons, Brammerclaw had not forgiven his former mate for claiming her sister Leopold's kids as her own, and therefore his as well. Lionblaze still felt dazed whenever he reminded himself that Brammerclaw and Squirrelflight were not his real mother and father. He and his brother, Jayfeather, were the kids of the former ThunderClan medicine cat, Leopold, and Crowfeather, a Wind Clan warrior. Since the truth came out, Brammerclaw and Squirrelflight had barely spoken to each other. And although Brammerclaw never punished Squirrelflight by giving her the hardest tasks or the most dangerous patrols, he made sure that their paths never crossed as they carry out their duties. Squirrelflight's lie had been bad enough, but everything went wrong when she admitted what she had done. She had told the truth in a desperate attempt to save her kids from Ashfur's murderous fury at being passed over in favor of Brammerclaw. Moons before Lionblaze and his littermates were born. Lionblaze and Jayfeather's sister, Holyleaf, had killed Ashfur to prevent him from revealing the secret at the gathering. Then Holyleaf vanished behind a fall of earth, and she tried to escape through the tunnels to start a new life. Now, the brothers had to accept that they were half-clan, and that their father, Crowfeather, wanted nothing to do with them. And, on top of that, there were still suspicious looks from some of their own clanmates, which made Lionblaze's pelt turn hot with rage. As if we're suddenly going to turn disloyal because we find out our father is a Wind Clan warrior. Wouldn't want to join those scrawny rabbit monsters. Lionblaze watched Jayfeather, wondering if he was thinking the same thing. His brother's sightless blue eyes were turned toward Brammerclaw, and his ears were alert. But it was hard to tell what was going through his mind. To Lionblaze's relief, The rest of the cats seemed too intent on what Leopard Star was saying to pay any attention to the rift between Brambleclaw and Squirrelflight. "The fish in the lake belong to River Clan," Leopard Star went on, her voice thin and high-pitched like wind through the reeds. "Any cat who tries to take them will feel our claws. From now on, I will instruct our border patrols to include the area around the water on every side." "You can't do that!" Blackstar shouldered his way out of the leaves and leaped down to a lower branch, from where he could glare threateningly at Leopard Star. "Territories have never been extended into the lake." Lionblaze pictured the lake as it had been, its waves lapping gently against grassy banks, with only narrow strips of sand and pebbles here and there on the shore. Now the water had shrunk away in the middle, leaving wide stretches of mud that had dried and cracked in the merciless green-leaf sun. Surely Leopard Star didn't want to claim those barren spaces as River Clan territory. "If any River Clan patrol set paw on our territory," Mr. growled, baring his teeth, "they'll wish they hadn't." "Leopard Star, listen." Lionblaze could tell that Firestar was trying hard to stay calm, even though the fur on his neck and shoulders was beginning to fluff up. "If you carry on like this, you're going to cause a war between the clans. Cats will be injured. Hadn't we got troubles enough without going to look for more?" "Firestar is right," Sorreltail murmured into Lionblaze's ear. "We should be trying to help one another, not fluffing up our fur ready for a fight." Leopard Star crouched down as if she wanted to leap at the other leaders, letting out a wordless snarl and sliding out her claws. "This is a time of truce!" Lionblaze thought, his eyes stretching wide in dismay. "A clan leader attacking another cat at a gathering? It can't happen!" Firestar had tensed, bracing himself in case Leopard Star hurled herself at him. Instead, she jumped down to the ground with a furious hiss, waving her tail for her warriors to gather around her. "Stay away from our fish!" She spat as she led the way through the bushes that surrounded the clearing, toward the tree bridge that led off the isle. Her clanmates followed her, shooting hostile looks at the other three clans as they passed them. Murmurs of speculation and comments broke out as they left, but then Firestar's voice rang with authority above the noise. "The gathering is at an end. We must return to our territories until our next full moon. May Starkland light our path." Lionblaze padded just behind his leader as the ThunderClan cats trekked around the edge of the lake toward their own territory. The water was barely visible, just a silver glimmer in the distance. Pale moonlight reflected from the surface of the drying mud. Lionblaze wrinkled his nose at the smell of rotting fish. "If their prey stings like that, RiverClan can have it." Ahead of him, Brambleclaw trudged along next to Firestar, with Dustpelt and Ferncloud on the clan leader's other side. "What are we going to do?" the deputy asked. "Leopard Star will send out her patrols." "What happens when we find them on our territory?" Firestar twitched his ears. "We need to deal with this carefully," he mewed. "Is the bottom of the lake our territory? We would never have thought of claiming it when it was covered with water." Dustpelt snorted. "If the dry land borders our territory, it's ours now. RiverClan has no rights to hunt or patrol there." "But they look so hungry," Ferncloud mewed gently. "And ThunderClan never took fish from the lake anyway. Can't we let them have it?" Dustpelt touched his nose briefly to his mate's ear. "Prey is scarce for us too," he reminded her. "We will not attack RiverClan warriors," Firestar decided. Not unless they set paw on ThunderClan territory within our scent marks, 3 tail lengths from the shore, as we agreed when we came here. Brahmaclub, make sure that the patrols understand that when you send them out tomorrow. Of course, Five Star, the deputy replied with a wave of his tail. Lionblaze felt pricked. Even though he respected Five Star's conclusion because he were the clan leader, Lionblaze wasn't sure that he had made the right decision this time. Won't the River Clan think we're weak if we let them come around on our side of the lake? He jumped at the flick of a tail on his haunches and glanced around to see that Jayfeather had caught up to him. Leopard Star got bees in her brain, his brother announced. She will never get away with this. Sooner or later, a cat will get clawed. I know. Curiously, Lionblaze added, I heard some Shadow Clan cats at a gathering saying that Leopard Star lost 2 lives recently. Is it true? Jayfeather gave him a curt nod. Yes. She never announced it, Lionblaze commented. Jayfeather halted, giving his brother a look of such sharp intelligence that Lionblaze found it hard to believe that his brilliant blue eyes couldn't see anything. Come on, Lionblaze. When does a clan leader ever announce they lost a life? It would make them sound weak. Cats don't necessarily know how many lives their own leader has left. I suppose, Lionblaze admitted, patting on. Leopard Star lost a life from a thorn scratch that got infected, Jayfeather continued. And then, straight after that, she got some kind of illness that made her terribly sick and weak. She couldn't even walk as far as the stream to get a drink. Mothing and Willowside told you that? Lionblaze asked, aware that medicine cats would confide in one another without thinking of the clan rivalries that made warriors wary of saying too much. It doesn't matter how I found out, Jeff retorted. I know. That's all. Lionblaze suppressed a shiver. Even though he knew that Jayfeather's powers came from the prophecy, it still bothered him that his brother patted down paths that no cat, not even another medicine cat, had ever trodden before. Jayfeather knew things without being told. Not even my Star Clan. He could walk in other cats' dreams and learn their deepest secrets. I guess that's why Leopard Star is making such a nuisance of herself about fish, Lionblaze murmured, pushing his uneasiness away. She wants to prove her clan that she's still strong. She is going about it the wrong way, Jayfeather stated flatly. She should know that she can't make the other clans follow her orders. River Clan will be worse off in the end if they just struggle through the drought on their own territory, like the rest of us. They were approaching the stream that marked the border between Wind Clan and Thunder Clan. The water that had spilled into the lake with a rush and a gurgle just last new leaf had dwindled into a narrow stream of cream slime, easily leaped over. Lionblaze drew a breath of relief as he plunged into the undergrowth beyond, under the familiar trees of his own territory. Maybe it will all be over, he mewed hopefully. Leopard Star might see sense when she thinks about the other leaders told her at gatherings. Jayfeather let out a contemptuous snort. Hedgehogs will fly before Leopard Star backs down. No, Lionblaze. The only thing that will solve our problems is for the lake to be filled up again. Lionblaze was padding through the long, lush grass, his paws sinking into water at every step. A cool breeze ruffled his fur. Any moment now, he could put down his head and drink as much as he wanted, relieving the thirst that burned inside him like a thorn. A wall popped out of the reed bed in front of him, but before Lionblaze could leap on it, something hard poked him in the side. He woke up, to find himself in the nest in the warrior's den, with Cloudtail standing over him. His fur felt sticky and the air smelled of dust. "Wake up!" the white-tongued warrior mewed, giving Lionblaze another prod. "What are you, a dormouse?" "Did you have to do that?" Lionblaze complained. "I was having this really great dream. And now you can come to really great water patrol." Cloudtail's tone was unsympathetic. Since the streams that fed the lake had dried up, the only source of water was the shallow, brackish pool in the middle of the lake bed. Patrols went down several times a day to collect water for the clan, in addition to hunting and patrolling as usual. The green-leaved night seemed shorter than ever when every cat was tired and from extra duties. Lionblaze's jaws gaped in an enormous yawn. "Okay, I'm coming." He followed Cloudtail out of the den, taking scraps of moss from his pelt. The sky was pale with the first light of dawn, and although the sun had not yet risen, the air was hot and heavy. Lionblaze groaned inwardly at the thought of yet another dry, scorching day. Hazeltail, her apprentice Blossompaw, Berrynose, and Ice Cloud were sitting outside the den. They rose to their paws as Cloudtail appeared with Lionblaze. None of them had been to the gathering the night before, but Lionblaze could tell from their tense expression that they knew about Leopard Star's threats. "Let's go." Cloudtail waved his tail toward the front tunnel. As Lionblaze padded through the forest behind the White Warrior, he overheard Berrynose boasting to Ice Cloud. "River Clan had better not mess with us when we got to the lake. I teased any cat not to get in my fur." Ice Cloud murmured something in reply that Lionblaze didn't catch. "Berrynose thinks he's so great," he thought, "but it's mouse brain to go looking for trouble, and none of us is strong enough for a battle." To his relief, Cloudtail took his patrol to the foot of a huge oak tree and instructed them to collect bundles of moss and soak them in the lake. Berrynose couldn't go on telling Ice Cloud what a fantastic warrior he was when his jaws were stuffed with fluffy green stalks. When they reached the lake, Cloudtail paused briefly at the edge, gazing out across the lake bottom. It looked dry and powdery near the bank, with jagged cracks stretching across it. Further out, it glistened in the pale light of dawn. As he tried to work out where the mud ended and the water began, Lionblaze spotted the